This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined with once again Shane McGuigan. The biggest part of the fight is done now, the weigh-ins. How are we feeling?
Yeah, good mate. Yeah, everyone made weight well, so only one at championship weight, which is Azim. So he does that 10 stone quite easy because he's just moved up from lightweight. So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow night. Got 3 out, got a busy night, but hopefully 3 wins and 3 knockout wins. That's what we're looking for.
Going to say you've got Caroline, Hassan and Adam. Is it ever a stressful time, or does it make it easier when you've got all these 3 fighters that are all sort of, I know they're all making different weight classes, but they're all sort of going through the same thing, all sort of cutting weight together?
Yeah, exactly. It's very much a gym team sort of vibe during training. Not that everyone doesn't train together, but their sessions tail off and they catch up a lot. When we do our circuits and sprints and stuff, everyone works together. So there is a team vibe, and yeah, it's nice. You know, it's a bit more stressful if everyone was in title fights. Do you know what I mean? I've had, when Lawrence Okoli boxed Kawaki for the world title, I had Anthony Fowler fighting a 10-round title fight, and I had Chris as well in the title fight as well. So that was quite stressful because he's just trying to figure out when to tape them, how much time to warm them up and stuff like that, trying to get a fight in between. But this is nice, calm, passes it a 6, Caroline's in an 8, and then obviously Adam's a few fights later on in the main event. How
good is it to have a promotion like Boxer and, you know, have such a backing behind, you know, specifically your fighters, you know, people like Caroline, you know, Adam, Hassan, you know, so many fighters of yours all on Boxer, all on the same promotion. How good is that to get a big push from a promotion, like, specifically? Yeah,
I mean, like, I feel like they're on board. That's, you know, a lot of the time you're trying to sell it to the promoter, whereas they're on board. They understand how talented Adam is, they understand how talented Caroline is, and Hassan as well. So, you know, I was also working with Chris with Boxer as well, but we've also got a great relationship with Matchroom, and I've got Daniel on Queensbury as well. So it's just, it's good to have everyone on different platforms, but I feel like Boxer and the embryonic stages of building their brand, and they're willing to build it with me when it comes to, I'm helping to build the fighters up. And then it's kind of like there's a great synergy, so you can work together, and you're saying, like, this opponent's going to make him look good, and that's at the end of the day, that's what they want. When promoters get really established, they're like, okay, fight this person or don't, you know what I mean? And then they've got their talent, like the AJs or Tyson Furies and all of that, and then a lot of their shows are being, you know, pushed towards them, and then you're trying to hop on the back of an undercard, and you're not really going to build your brand. So it's literally the perfect platform for us. Yeah,
that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You spoke before with Adam Azim, you know, struggling to find opponents and sparring. You know, how frustrating or how difficult do you think this is going to be? You know, say if he wins tomorrow night and he just keeps blitzing through these opponents. You know, you're saying that he wants to fight for the European title, but is it just going to be so hard to try and find opponents?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of international opponents will take it because they're not really they're prize fighters. They need the money. And they're over here to do a job. You know, they see it as a massive opportunity. A lot of British fighters look at it and say, right, well, I heard such and such got offered this, and then this person got offered that, and I'm just going to go and try and get this. And it becomes this like constant monetary sort of vibe, and you're just like, well, look, take it or don't take it. You know, it's a great opportunity to go and showcase your talent on the main stage on Sky Sports. You know, he's already a headline. So I would have thought a lot more British fighters are going to be jumping at it. But look, we are going to have to do a lot of our learning behind closed doors in terms of in the gym. A bit like, you know, the likes of Nassim Hamid and real big punchers. That's what happens with these guys. When they're blitzing people, you're going to have to do a lot of the development, you know, in sparring and stuff. Even though it's not exactly the same, but we try and replicate it as much as we can.
Another thing you spoke about was the difficulty to find sparring partners. I think we done an interview last week and you said to me, you know, you knocked 3 people out in one session. The question I want to ask you, you know, is it hard in the UK, and was there ever a choice, or is there ever a thought maybe in the future where to find more ready sparring that you could potentially move elsewhere to a different country, perhaps somewhere like America, that there's more, you know, ready available sparring and even potential opponents out there?
No, I mean, like, you know, I was just chatting to a former sparring partner, Nancy Sims Jr. I brought him over for the Chris Eubank fight with George Groves, and I had, you know, there's a certain amount of talent you can get within the UK, but then there's other people that, you know, when you got a budget there and you got the ability to bring somebody in, I brought him in and he was here for 4 or 5 weeks. I bought Alexis Rocha, who's had a couple of great wins for Golden Boy. I went and spoke to Robert Garcia, and we brought him over for the Regis Prograis fight for Josh Taylor. You know, I brought John Fernandez in for Leo Santa Cruz fights. I've got another guy called Jerobi Santos, I think his name is, from Spain as well. So you bring some good quality sparring partners in, and that's just the way to do it. You know, and when he's in big fights, you know, that's what we're going to do. And you know, that's what you do. You basically hire a house for 4 or 5 weeks, and then you put them up in the house, and you don't take their passports off them, but you say you're in here for the next 4 weeks, and you know you're here to do a job, and you've got enough people around you, enough good sparring partners around. You know, there's a pool of them. You know, and that's the way it is.
Speaking of moving to America, someone that has moved to America is Anthony Joshua. He's now teaming up with Derek James against a fight against Jermaine Franklin. Just wanted to hear your thoughts about him pitching to America. He was with Robert Garcia, now he's with Derek James. Just want your whole thoughts on that link up and then the fight with Franklin.
Yeah, I feel like the fight's a good fight to start on that. It was a good fight for him. You know, Franklin's coming off a good performance. You know, it was a close fight. I still felt like Dylan was in control of it. You know, sometimes those fights they get pushed down to like who pushed the pace, who was set, you know, who was in control of that pace, and who was in control of the fight. Even though he might have even outlanded him, but they would get away from these shots, not hurtful shots. So. But it was a good performance, Franklin did, you know what I mean? So that's what I think, it's like it's traditional style, he's short, perfect for AJ to kind of build his confidence, and I think he'll get a knockout victory. And then obviously going into Derek James, great choice. Could have even stayed with Robert Garcia, because Robert Garcia is a great established coach. It's just, I'm not sure what went on there. But Derek James is a great coach. He's got good fighters in the gym, real good fighters that aren't looking up to Anthony Joshua. They're more than established in their own right. Errol Spence Jr. and Charlo as well. So I think that's exactly what he needs. He needs to be back in the gym where he's not the king of the gym. Everyone's stopping and sort of idolising him. He's just another human out there, and that's perfect for him.
Absolutely. Just moving on, just to finish off, someone formerly in your stable, Lawrence Okoli, just got announced on March 25th against David Light. Just to sort of finish off, what was your sort of thoughts on the fight, and you know, how do you think he sort of goes through against David Light?
Well, obviously it's a mandatory, so he has to fight him, but it's going to be light work. That's the truth. This guy's really a light heavyweight. He's really small. It's a routine job for Lawrence. So I don't think we're going to see much different really. I mean, he's had a couple of fights, where he's just he's been blitzing guys out that are below level, like Jazuski, and then can't remember the guy's name after he won beat Kawaki. But yeah, same thing, routine. Yeah, Prasovic, is right. So I think it's going to be that sort of standard of fight really. And then I hope that he can get himself a unification, Gulamar, or someone like that. Do you know what I mean? So. He deserves to be a unified world champion before moving up to heavyweight.
Shane, been a pleasure talking to you. Best of luck for tomorrow night.